It's just me in my car, loving the Knicks and talking about what I see. You know what this is. I don't know what to think. Do you know what to think? I don't know if I know what to think right now. Okay, y'all know I'm talking about Donovan Mitchell, possibly to the Knicks. From all intents and purposes, I'm hearing a couple of things. Thing number one, the main thing that I'm hearing out of Woj and Jake Fisher and them is that this is still very, very, very exploratory, and the Jazz are just fielding conversations right now. But again, at the end of the day, why are you fielding conversations if you're not going to do something? And right now, of course, it's Miami and New York. And just this morning, Tim Legler was very Knicksish, I'll put it. Because again, this is exactly what Nick Landy knows is going to happen and is planning for to happen. He was on ESPN this morning, Get Up, I believe, and he was talking about Donovan Mitchell. And he was talking about how if Donovan comes to the Knicks, he doesn't know if we're more than a play-in team. Then he said, 1 through 6, no way we're going to be in the 7, 8, 9, 10 muddle. Then he says that with the Heat, the propensity for them to be contenders is better. But then he says this sentence that says something to the effect of, Donovan Mitchell is the type of player that can take a team to the next tier. That's what he said. Now, the Knicks were a 4th seed and then not a play. And arguably that was because of point guards and then Randall not buying in or being upset at whatever. What have you. We got that point guard situation fixed. So to me, that tells me we're not just in a 10-9 scenario. We're better than that. And with the pieces that are supposed to be ascending or hopefully ascending this year, just the team stand pat is better than a play-in versus 8th seed kind of thing. So Tim Legler says that Donovan Mitchell can take a team to the next tier. So if the bottom tier is play-in 8th seed and we can do that without him, why isn't 6th, 5th, 4th seed and applicable? Just by Tim Legler's machinations this morning. That's literally where I'm speaking from. I'm not speaking from anywhere else right now. But I did find that interesting that he could be a top tier guy if he goes to anybody but the Knicks. But for the Knicks, he can only get him into the play-in that we were already getting ourselves into. Okay. So I do find that interesting. And I find that I find myself perplexed, confused even. Because as much as I don't know if I want this trade, I don't know if I don't want it either. I know I don't necessarily agree with Tim Legler, but I don't know if I want this trade either. I don't know if I don't want it. I'm very perplexed. And when I come back from the quick message, I will let you know why. This is your main man, Coach Fa, in the car doing what we do. So this is why, and thank y'all again for tuning in and hanging out with me. This is why I'm so perplexed. I'm not sure. Okay, let me wheel it back. If the trade is for picks, for a slew of first round picks, couple second round picks, and a young player, IQ, Grimes. I really don't want Obi. I don't want Obi gone. Just to be honest, I don't want Obi gone because of who he is and the position he's playing. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep Randall, so we know that. We're not trading RJ, so we know that. So the starting lineup could literally be Brunson, Mitchell, RJ, Randall, Mitch. I'm going to be real with y'all. Randall is a key to this scenario. And if we get Mitchell, I think Randall is going to be through the roof. And I think Randall could be a 24-point player again if we get Donovan. You cannot double and triple team Randall and frustrate him all game long when you have Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, and RJ Barrett. My only worry is that with Mitchell and Brunson and Randall, it'll be hard for RJ to crack through. There's only one ball, and it's got to go a lot of places. But this thing that we are not contending or not have a chance to contend, I don't necessarily agree with. And y'all could call me a homer or what have you, but if we can get Mitch a 10 and 10, 10 rebounds, 10 points a night, average. RJ gets to that 22, 23 point average. Mitchell does what he does, and we can get Randall to 20 to 24 points. We're winning these games, guys. And with guys like Grimes and what we can get from Cam Reddish, what Cam can do right now is buy in defensively and become a great defender of length off the bench. And while he's doing that, get a shot ready. Dude, Reddish, Obi, Hartenstein, D-Rose, Grimes. Because to me, in order to make this work, you're going to have to train Fournier because we got to shed money. Because we're going to pay RJ and then we're going to be bringing on Mitchell's salary. So we got to shed. So if we're shedding, Fournier's contract is the heaviest one to go. They're not trading Randall. So again, that's how I'm looking at it. Like, that's the way it's going to go. And if the trade is that, then I'm actually for it. I am actually like, yo, that could actually move us to a legitimate 6-5 spot. I mean, you got to know that, Boston's going to be there. Miami's going to be there. Philly's going to be there. Milwaukee's going to be there. That's 4. Bulls will be there, but we might be able to compete with the Bulls. That's what I'm looking at there. The Nets, we have no idea what the Nets are going to be, baby. You know what I mean? So, and even as constructed, look at their history. I can't put them high up just based on how they've played. I don't care what the star power is like. When they play together, this is what it looks like. So, that, again. Now, if we have to include more than, say, Fournier and IQ or Grimes, I'm not with it. Because though we will be close to contending, we won't be as close. And bench pieces matter when you're putting together that kind of a team. It's not just what you could truck out there as starters. Is when the starters need to rest, what's your bench looking like? You know what I mean? So, end of the day, I trust the front office. They've given me no reason not to trust them. So, end of the day, I trust the front office. But if I had a choice, as long as it's picks and maybe one of our prized youth, I'm okay with it because it actually takes us to a better place. and a bit of a more confident place overall. If we don't make the trade, I still think we're going to be a heck of a team this year. Something to watch, and something to definitely cling to and root for. Well, dude, either way, we're going to be a much better team this year. Either way. So let me know what you guys think about this trade. Do you want to do it? Do you not want to do it? How does it look to you? Hit me up. Your main man, Coach Fa. Always appreciate you.